What I love most about it is the location and then the landscaping around it. We're sitting here and the butterflies are just, we're getting whipped by water. The butterflies are flying around. All right, Greg, welcome to beautiful Chester, New Jersey. You can see it's a really nice area up here. This job we did last year. It's a brand new install. This was our Serenity Elite Pond, which starts out like a 14 by 20. We did some expansions to it, some large boulders. The story here is Julie was moving here from her other house where she had a natural pond with some koi that were in it. Okay. And she's like, I want to take some of them with me. So we built her a pond. Some big fish. There were some big fish. Yeah. But what's funny is as soon as we put this thing in, the 2 big fish had like 100 babies. Of course, of course. A lot of times when you move fish, they spawn. So this pond right now is about a year or so, a year and a half old, and it looks like it's been here for 100 years. The way the landscaping's been done and the way it's all grown in looks fantastic. If you guys haven't seen the actual build video of this pond, you can click on the link right here. Check that out. Shows you how this came together from scratch. So you've got a large house here with all kinds of views up from the deck. Down to this patio area, we've got this really nice swimming pool. This is all redone back here, and the pond is the focal point. Just look at all the lush plantings. You're only talking about a year and a half worth of growth, and a lot of this stuff is tropical, so it's not very old at all. So here's a nice big elephant ear. When these get planted, they're probably about like maybe 10 or 12 inches high. Right now we're in August. It's had a couple months to grow, and look how big it is. Another variety of taro. That thing is 5+ feet tall. Again, starts off as a small plant. They grow super fast. What's great about the tropical plants is they're heavy feeders, so they're always pulling nutrients out of the pond, which is taking away food source for algae. Those flowers, the way the tropicals stand up out of the water like that, that is definitely a signature flower. You'll get those beautiful vibrant colors in the tropicals. With your standard hardy lilies, it's going to be a rounder leaf like this. You'll still get flowers. There's a bud there that wants to pop open, but it's not nearly as spectacular as the tropicals. The waterfall itself is pretty understated. It is flanked by some large boulders. You're talking about 4 to 6 tons of rock surrounding each side of it. So it's got a lot of substance, but the waterfall itself, just a nice 3-foot drop. Very simple, but it looks elegant and it fits this thing perfectly. One of the things that we always try to talk about with customers is the waterfall. So how do you make it look natural? If we were just to build this giant waterfall and it sloped off on each side, which is what you see a lot with those volcano style waterfalls, it doesn't look natural. The key is you've got to bring that berm way out past the width of the pond to give it that natural feel. Then you can layer some plants in, and now it looks like it actually belongs there. In reality, what happens behind that, it drops off 8 feet down a retaining wall, but you just can't see it. Even in the backyard this size, how large it is, that sound of that single waterfall really permeates the whole space. The energy it gives off, it just is so soothing and relaxing. And that is what sets the tone back here.
This is going to be one of the best parts. Going to see that black trail, see how it fits into.
What I love most about it is the location and then the landscaping around it. We're sitting here and the butterflies are just, we're getting whipped by water. The butterflies are flying around. The plantings are spectacular.
I think the mix of tropicals and hardies just makes it look magical. the taro, and then you have the hardy lilies. And are those hyacinths that are 2 feet high back there?
Yeah.
Because they're in the biofalls.
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably the most impressive thing. The fact that this pond is in full sun. I assumed it was a wetland filtering it to keep it that clear, but it's just a biofalls. But all the plants that they have in here, it keeps it crystal clear.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see the homeowners on this one.
No, but isn't it amazing? Like a year old.
It's amazing. Yeah, they obviously are. You know, they have a green touch, or they have a landscaper with a green touch. But yeah, I would say this is probably one of the most exquisite ponds. There's not a thing out of place, and it's very natural looking.
Yeah, and the way these aquatic plants look, I'm a big fan of the actual structure of the pond, the plants, the rocks. The fish for me are secondary. I know a lot of people they love fish, and that's their thing about having a pond. For me, the fish are a component of the pond.
It's all part of the ecosystem, the 5 parts of a beautiful pond recipe. The rocks and gravel, the plants, the fish, the mechanical filtration, the biological filtration. And when you put the ecosystem together like this, you can get a pond in full sun with just a biofalls looking like this.
Let's go see one more today, and it's gonna be a really cool one.
So what town are we in, Jack?
We are in Mendon, New Jersey. This is a really cool project. There was a pond here already that the homeowner's father had built.
Okay.
20 or 30 years ago. And it was actually a really nice pond. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't have taken it out if it worked, because it really looked that good.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah.
Which you don't see too often.
Is this a front yard pond?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Pond.
Okay. Oh, I love the location. Look at this with these walkout doors right here from like the living room or something. So is this is where the pond was?
Yeah, so this was actually a really spectacular pond.
It really is, yeah.
The rock work that was done here was really well done. It's something I really don't run into too often. Usually I see a pond that doesn't work anymore. It's a big mess. It looked really good. The problem was it was a big concrete structure.
Yeah.
And the whole shell failed.
Okay.
And there was just no fixing it. We couldn't just seal it up. There is no sealing it up with concrete.
And they obviously enjoyed it for 30 years.
Yeah, so her father passed away. She ended up getting the house, and she's like, I want the pond to work again, because she hadn't seen it work in years. So we went in, and this was a difficult job, because you can see we're surrounded by gardens here.
Yeah, trees.
Walkways on both sides, trees everywhere, beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
But access stinks.
Yeah.
For machines. So we actually had to cut a road in right up here. We had to take a tree down to get in here.
Oh my.
And we had to hammer all the concrete out, take it all out, and then bring it in one rock at a time.
Oh boy, yeah.
So it was challenging, but it turned out just amazing. Usually you see a front yard pond and it's out by the road and it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but this is obviously a living space.
Yes.
You're looking out, you've got all these windows here, looking out to the front yard, you see this beautiful water feature.
Yeah, not bad.
They put these chairs out here, so obviously they sit out here.
Yes, why would you not?
But to be able to walk up right to it and get super close to the pond, you got a beautiful lily in here. We did all these bog plantings, so I envision by next year, this will all just be live edge here.
Right.
You won't see any of the stonework except for what's on the outside. So all these sweet flag, all these Bacopa, the Creep and Jenny will just totally take over this whole outside edge of the pond, and it will look really soft. So from here you'll just see plants, then water, than these beautiful waterfalls.
So they didn't have any fish because the pond wasn't working when you got in here?
Correct, yeah. They're gonna put fish in it. It has an intake-based skimmer that we put on it.
Yep.
There was no intake on it before. There was just a pump sitting in the bottom.
So the intake-based skimmer versus a standard rotationally molded skimmer is got more surface area, and then you just use a net to pull the stuff off. And when you're in a forest, like we're pretty much in here, you'd rather have less maintenance with an intake bay versus a skimmer that you'd have to clean out once a week in the in the season, and maybe once a day in the fall.
What I like about those is it's just an extension of the pond. The fish can swim in and out of it, and it just looks like there's nothing here except for just pond, but it's actually a functional part of what makes the whole system work.
Right.
And now we can hide the pump. So before, the pump was sitting right in the middle of the pond with the pipes coming out.
Yep.
And nobody likes to see that kind of
stuff. And if you put the pump at the bottom of the pond and you get a leak anywhere in your stream with a low edge or whatnot, it goes down and you lose your fish.
Yeah.
So this was an existing walkway that was here?
Yeah, so my favorite part about this pond is the fact that it's like a park. You've got walkways that go up next to it, across it, all through it, so that it's very interactive.
Yeah, it draws you up. There's a reason to walk up the walkway.
Yeah. There used to be a wood bridge here that was rotted, that went over a stream. So we wanted to keep the stream effect, but we also needed to get a filter on this pond. We built our constructed wetland filter right here in the middle of the waterfall.
So this is the filter.
This is the filter. So you can cross over the actual filter, and if you look right here,
yep, you can see the top.
Yep, the snorkel.
Yep.
So in the springtime when we do our maintenance, we can pop that lid, we can wash this down, pump out the filter, and it's good to go. And then up top, we just use a spillway because that's more of an aesthetic waterfall than a filter. So we're feeding one of the pumps to the bottom of this filter, the other pump goes up to the top, and feeds that nice waterfall. So it looks like it's just bleeding out of the hillside and making its way down. This is just a stream component, but in reality, it's just a filter. But to be able to walk across it to the other side, it connects the pathways.
Yep.
And you're getting that whole walking through the garden experience.
Right. Well, just think about everybody pulling in to walk up to the front of the house. They're going to walk over here, and that's what's going to greet them.
I mean, you pull here and park, who's not going to want to walk over?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite part about this pond, Greg?
The setting. I mean, it's a front yard pond, but like we said when we walked up here, there's doors that get right out from the main living room. I love the fact that if you park right here, you have to walk down this pathway, and it just kind of takes you all the way around. And I don't think there's anybody that would just walk from point A to point B. They'd want to walk around and check out this water feature from other angles. It's only been in for a month. I just can't imagine what it's going to look like when all the landscaping fills in. But no, I think the number one thing about this one is the location. The fact that it was a concrete pond that became a liner pond, and obviously is lower maintenance with a wetland filter. I think, and it's kind of a good story because the dad lived here, the daughter grew up here, the pond didn't work, and you were able to come in and put a rubber liner in it and get rid of the concrete, which is a lot of work, but now they got an exquisite water feature. Good work.
So a project like this is about $100,000, which is a lot of money, but this was a logistical nightmare getting in here, having to take everything apart from the top down, jackhammer out all the concrete, get it out, truck it out, and then bring every rock in one by one. Makes it extremely expensive, but the results are what the homeowner wanted, and she absolutely loves it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of doing more pond tours with Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. Hit that subscribe button, come on back. We are doing this thing over here, showing you beautiful water features and water feature builds. We'll see you guys on the next one.